Hi, my name is Nia Khaylila, 242UG244S5. I'll briefly introduce two firms that we'll be introducing today, which namely PETRONAS and BHPETROL. Firstly, Petroleum Nasional Berhad or PETRONAS is Malaysia's national oil and gas company established in 1974 and headquartered in Kuala Lumpur. The company is responsible for managing and developing Malaysia's oil and gas resources and operates across the entire and gas value chain, including exploration, production, refining and marketing. PETRONAS has a strong global presence, operating in more than 100 countries with approximately 1,000 service stations in Malaysia. The company is governed by a board of directors and is currently chaired by Tan Sri Datuk Seri Mohamad who oversees the firm's strategic direction. In terms of performance, PETRONAS recorded strong results in 2021 and 2022, with significant growth in revenue and improved returns on capital. The company also demonstrated consistent progress in sustainability through reductions in greenhouse gas emissions, higher waste recycling rates, and continued investments in employee training and development. Now, the second firm, Boosted Petroleum Marketing SDM BHD, commonly known as BHPETROL, was established in 2006 and operates more than 400 service stations across Peninsular Malaysia. BHPETROL focuses on downstream fuel retailing and customer-oriented services, including convenience store, LPG supply, lubricants, and digital payment solutions. The company is a subsidiary of Boosted Holdings Berhad and is led by its board of directors, chaired by General Tan Sri Datuk Dr. Abdul Aziz Haji Zainal. Looking at its performance, BHPETROL showed steady growth between 2021 and 2022. The company recorded strong revenue growth, reduced greenhouse gas emissions, and strengthened its commitment to corporate social responsibility and employee development. Overall, both PETRONAS and BHPETROL demonstrate solid performance within Malaysia's oil and gas sector. While PETRONAS operates on a global scale, BHPETROL remains competitive in the domestic market, with both firms supported by Malaysia's favourable economic and business environment. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nur Qistina, student ID 242UG2453Q. Now, I will be explaining about the operations of BHPETROL and PETRONAS. Starting with PETRONAS, the company showed a strong recovery after the pandemic, recording a profit after tax of RM46.6 million ringgit in 2021 due to higher energy demand and stronger commodity prices. However, recent reports highlight short-term pressure, including a 19% decline in profit caused by weaker prices and rising costs. To address this, PETRONAS is expanding liquefied natural gas (LNG) exports and increasing its international upstream portfolio to strengthen long-term earnings stability. For BHPETROL, the company's performances improved in 2021 with higher fuel sales, but profitability remains sensitive to fuel price volatility and global market conditions. In response, BHPETROL is expanding petrol stations in rural areas and introducing new fuel products to increase market reach, enhance brand loyalty, and support sustainable long-term growth. Next, I will be explaining about how external factors affect financial performance of PETRONAS and BHPETROL. Firstly, for PETRONAS, in 2022, they recorded a revenue increasing by 51% to RM 375.3 billion and profit doubling to 101.6 billion ringgit. This was due to post-pandemic recovery that increased energy demand transportation sectors. A weaker ringgit boosted export revenues, while government fuel pricing policies helped stabilize domestic margins. Although ESG and climate-related investment increased operating costs, strong sustainability practices enhanced investor confidence and supported long-term financial resilience. Next, for BHPETROL, Boosted Holding recorded a revenue growth of 34% to RM 15.1 billion in 2022. This was largely driven by higher fuel prices and increased sales volume under the trading, finance and investment division. Global oil price volatility, geopolitical tensions such as the Russia-Ukraine war, and rising post-pandemic fuel demand boosted petroleum revenues, while government-controlled fuel prices helped cushion customers despite margin pressures.
Hello everyone, my name is Ashraf. I'll be presenting about Mozambique as a potential investment destination for PETRONAS. Mozambique is located in southern Africa with a long Indian Ocean coastline and abundant natural resources, especially natural gas. Next, for economic condition, Mozambique economy was negatively affected by COVID-19 in 2020, but it shows slight recovery in 2021, despite a GDP decline of 2.4% early 2025. Mozambique presents strong long-term potential due to its massive gas reserve in the Rovuma Basin. The basin holds around 180 trillion cubic feet of gas, making Mozambique a future major LNG exporter. Large projects such as Area 1 and Area 4, worth about $55 billion, create strong opportunities for Petronas to invest, expand LNG production, and gain long-term returns. Furthermore, for exchange rate and interest rate, the local currency, the metical, is relatively weak but has remained stable at around 0.016 USD since 2021. Although this stability supports investment planning, Petronas should still prepare for possible exchange rate risk. In addition, lower inflation has allowed the central bank to reduce interest rate to 10.25%, which support business financing. Moreover, for political risk perspective, Mozambique faces challenges such as security issues and governance weakness. However, after the 2024 elections, the new government aims to improve transparency, economic reform, and investor confidence, which may benefit foreign investors like Petronas. Continue, for FDI and BOP, foreign direct investment declined sharply in 2022 due to economic and political uncertainty. The balance of payment also weakened, showing higher current account deficit. This issue highlights risks that Petronas must carefully evaluate before investing. To conclude, Mozambique offers Petronas strong LNG investment potential, but careful risk management is needed due to economic, political, and currency challenges. So that's all from me. I'll pass to the next presenter.
My name is Mohamad Azrul. So I will be explaining about Timor-Leste. Timor-Leste is also known as East Timor. It's a Southeast Asian country that gained independence in 2002 after a long period of Portuguese and Indonesian rule. Since independence, the government has focused on rebuilding the economy and attracting investment. Between 2021 and 2022, Timor-Leste shows signs of economic recovery. Real GDP growth increased from 1.6% to 4%. However, this growth remains unstable because the economy depends heavily on oil and gas, which contribute about 80% of GDP. At the same time, GDP per capita slightly declined and inflation rose sharply, increasing living costs for citizens. The non-oil economy is weak, contributing about 21% of GDP. Agriculture still employs over half of the population, highlighting limited industrial diversification. Timor-Leste used the US dollar as its official currency. This creates rate stability, eliminates currency risk, and increases confidence for foreign investors. For FDI, foreign direct investment is still small but improving, especially in the energy sector. For investors such as Petronas, Timor-Leste offers early entry opportunities into largely undeveloped oil and gas resources. Finally, while the balance of payment improved due to petroleum income, trade deficit remains large. This shows that long-term stability still depends on energy sector. Thank you.
I am Wan Allya Shafira, and I'll start with why Indonesia matters economically. Indonesia is the largest economy in Southeast Asia, and that scale immediately makes it relevant for multinational energy firms. After the pandemic, Indonesia showed a strong and stable recovery. GDP growth rebounded to 3.7% in 2021 and strengthened further to over 5% in 2022. In nominal terms, the economy reached about $1.32 trillion, confirming Indonesia's regional leadership. What's important here is not just growth, but the type of growth. It is driven by domestic consumption, industrial activity, and infrastructure development, all of which are energy intensive. This creates a structurally strong and sustained demand for gas, refined fuels, and petrochemicals. From an investment perspective, Indonesia remains very attractive. Despite global uncertainty, the country consistently attracted over $20 billion in foreign direct investment, showing strong investor confidence. This is supported by regulatory reforms, especially the Omnibus Law, which simplified licensing and reduced regulatory uncertainty, a key factor for capital-intensive energy projects. In terms of financial risk, the rupiah experienced moderate depreciation but in a controlled and predictable manner. For multinational firms like PETRONAS, this level of exchange rate risk is manageable, especially since most energy transactions are denominated in US dollars. Strategically, Indonesia is highly relevant for PETRONAS. While Indonesia is a major exporter of liquid natural gas and coal, it still imports refined petroleum products, creating clear opportunities in downstream and gas-related investments. At the same time, Indonesia recognizes natural gas as a transition fuel under its ESG and energy transition framework. This aligns directly with PETRONAS' strengths in liquid natural gas, integrated gas solutions, and lower carbon energy strategies. Overall, Indonesia offers strong economic fundamentals, manageable macroeconomic risks, and clear strategic alignment with PETRONAS, making it a highly attractive investment destination.
Hi, so my name is Nur Ariesya and now we'll be talking about Vietnam. Well, let's take a look at Vietnam key economic indicators from 2021 to 2022. As you can see, Vietnam economy bounced back in a big way, where GDP shot up just from 2.6% in 2021 to over 8% in 2022. This shows a clear sign of a post-pandemic surge in industry, services and also in exports. FDI followed the momentum, where climbing from the USD 15.8 billions to 18.7 billions. As a result, investors are betting on Vietnam industrial and also logistic growth, which also fuels the rising energy demand. So lastly, looking at the BOP of our Vietnam, which is balance of payments, it's jumped from a modest 0.8 billion to $9.9 billion, and this shows that there are stronger external stability, lower currency risk, and also a solid foundation for long-term business growth for BHPETROL. So in short, we can see that Vietnam is not just recovering, it's accelerating, creating and also a great opportunities for companies like BHPETROL. And that's all from me. Thank you.
So good day everyone, and Miss Fatin. So today I'm going to present about country E, which is Singapore, BHPETROL. So Singapore is a highly developed, high-income economy and one of the Southeast Asian main trading, logistic and petroleum hub. So in terms of economic condition, Singapore recovered strongly in 2021 with GDP growth of about 7.6% as a transport and domestic mobility resumed after the pandemic. So these are the graph. Regarding the exchange rate, Singapore currency is among the most stable in Asia. During 2021 to 2022, the Singapore dollar remained resilient despite global inflation, reducing costs for fuel importers. From a political and regulatory perspective, Singapore offers very low risk. Policies are consistent, corruption is minimal, and regulations are applied transparently. So these are the graph. The financial environment is also supportive even when interest rate rose in 2022. Credit access remains strong through Singapore's advanced banking system. Additionally, Singapore attracts large foreign direct investment, allowing full foreign ownership with efficient licensing. Finally, ESG policies are shaping the market through EV adoption and higher environmental standards. This creates opportunities for BHPETROL to integrate charging service and digital solutions. So these are the graphs. Overall, Singapore offers stability, strong institution, and high quality demand, making it an attractive base for BHPETROL region growth. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mohamad Haziq and I will be talking about Thailand as the last country for BHPETROL. Thailand has a strong potential for BHPETROL's regional expansion due to its large economy, high fuel consumption, and well-developed transport infrastructure. Thailand also has a diversified economy driven by manufacturing, tourism, and logistics. This makes it so that the market is attractive for BHPETROL. The Thai baht operates under a managed float and is relatively stable compared to other emerging market currencies. Although Thailand has experienced political instability in the past, essential sectors such as energy and fuel distribution have remained largely unaffected. Thailand's interest rate environment is relatively stable. helping to keep borrowing costs predictable. Thailand remains a key FDI destination in Southeast Asia, supported by pro-business policies and investment incentives. Thailand generally maintains a healthy external position with strong foreign reserves. This supports currency stability and reduces risk related to fuel imports. Overall, Thailand offers a stable and supportive environment for BHPETROL's expansion with strong fuel demand, manageable financial risk and openness to foreign investment. That's all from me. Thank you.
Lastly, I'll be explaining about the final recommendation for both firms. Firstly, it is recommended that PETRONAS expand its operation into Timor-Leste as the country offers a strong monetary stability and significant untapped energy potential. Timor-Leste uses the US dollar as its official currency, which provides greater financial certainty for long-term investment. The country is also highly dependent on oil and gas for around 80% of its economy, creating strong alignment with PETRONAS' core expertise. Entering the market at an early stage will expand the company upstream portfolio to 60% over the next decade. Next, for the BHPETROL firms, it is concluded that Thailand represents the most attractive market for BHPETROL's downstream expansion due to its economic stability and supportive investment environment. Thailand's current account surplus, estimated between 1.2% to 2.1% of GDP, reduces the risk of sudden policy change, which is crucial for fuel companies exposed to price volatility. Next, Thailand actively encourages foreign investment, offering incentives such as tax exemptions that lower entry barriers. Expanding into Thailand helps BHPETROL grow beyond Malaysia and support long-term growth. That's all for us. Thank you.